What kind of qualifications do my people need to have to be riggers? My name is Bob Gubanich. I'm the corporate training manager for Mazzella companies. And I'd like to take a couple minutes with you today and talk about a couple of topics that we get an awful lot of questions on. Not only do I hear the questions from safety people at companies who are looking for training, but a lot of our field representatives come to me with this question as well. And the question is essentially, what kind of qualifications do my people need to have to be riggers? So a rigger is someone who understands the tools used to lift and move a load, such as slings, lifting hardware, hoists, come along winches. But also, the important part is understands and complies with all safety rules and regulations concerning lifting. So we've really got three different levels of regulation. We have the federal level, which tends to be the least specific, and that again is going to be run by OSHA. And then OSHA refers heavily to the ASME specifications, which are made by the American Society of Mechanical Engineers. And they create these additional, more specific rules and regulations that OSHA makes reference to. And these are the regulations that companies have to be most concerned about following. We also can have local jurisdictions, state jurisdictions, and some areas may even require licensing of riggers. For instance, the city of New York actually requires a rigger to have a license from the New York City Department of Buildings to be able to lift loads on New York City streets. So again, you have to be aware of lots of levels of regulation if you're going to be following these rules, federal, state, and local. We also have several different levels of ability for a rigger. We have a level called the competent level, then we have the qualified level above that, and we have the certified level above that. And these are defined by OSHA very, very closely. And a term that's often thrown around a lot when it comes to lifting and rigging is the term certified. So we want to understand what that means, and is it required for our people to be certified riggers? And in most cases, it's not. Federal rules do not require the certification of riggers. When you talk about certifying a rigger, you're often talking about sending them to a multi-day class at the trainer's location. And again, in most cases, it's not a requirement for most rigging jobs and applications. The most important entity that is responsible for the training and knowledge of the rigger is going to be the actual employer itself. So when a company comes to me and says, "Can you train my people to make sure that they're legal?" I say, no, we can't do that. Only you as the employer can make that decision as to whether or not your employees are trained adequately to do their job. We can provide a part or a component of that training. We can go ahead and maybe offer a 3 or 4 hour rigging class, but that in itself is not enough to make the rigger competent to be able to do his job. He may need to work shoulder to shoulder with another more experienced person on the specific needs and requirements of your industry.